What would you say were some of your earlier challenges when you started off with YouTube?
Um, I would say some of my earlier challenges was definitely uh portraying myself. So back when I started YouTube, I always had this idea that a YouTuber acted a certain way. Like YouTubers had a formula for making videos, right? They would record it a certain way, they would talk a certain way. You had to talk a certain way. You had to have the camera placed a certain way. You had to have some sort of decor. You had to you had to, it's kind of like a commercial. Like I always looked at YouTube as like kind of like a commercial. Like you had to do certain things certain ways. And I would watch certain YouTubers and see how they talked and how they did stuff. And I was like, okay, I have to mimic that. And then I realized that like doesn't make great videos when you try to mimic somebody else in the way that they do things. And it was like, that is when I realized that it became hard, because now it's like, okay, now I can't mimic, like mimicking. I know mimicking doesn't work, but how do I come up with my own style of creating videos? How do I come up with my own style of editing videos? I always was under the assumption if I acted a certain way, if I portrayed myself a certain way in a video, like somebody else, maybe like PewDiePie, for example, PewDiePie fans would like my videos. And obviously PewDiePie was the biggest YouTuber at the time. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. This is the formula. If I edited my videos like how, I don't know, I'm Dante edited his videos, then a lot of I'm Dante fans would come to my channel. That was my mindset. It took me so long to realize. It took me months, maybe even like a year or so, to realize like that doesn't make great videos. What makes great videos, what makes you a great video creator, is being able to have your own style and putting your own spin on things and showing people that you yourself are different from what other people are, And I feel like a lot of smaller content creators, smaller video people that make videos, YouTubers, even Twitch streamers, they fall into this trap where they try to kind of be like somebody else instead of trying to find their own sort of their own passion, their own sort of way of doing things. So that, I would say, was a very troubling. That for me, that was very hard for me. But I would say probably more than that was probably like early on, the hate that I was getting, man, was like terrible. I mean, like,
Really?
yeah, it was. So when I first started doing YouTube, obviously there were people that were like, yeah, bro, you make great videos. Like a lot of my friends, people that I went to high school with, like, yo, you make great videos. But then there were the people that were like, yo, what is this guy doing? Like, what is this guy doing? Like, what? You're making a video where somebody's throwing a banana at you? Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, what? Like, there were literally people that were like DMing me, right? Going like, and some of these people, I knew some of these people, they're like, what is wrong with you? You look stupid making this video. What are you doing? And me, I was just having fun with what I was doing, and I wanted to start something new. Some people kind of looked at that as like a way, like to get at me, like vulnerability. And so early on, like when you're a YouTuber and you kind of you either don't get like, well, me, I never really had the problem of not getting traction because I was just doing it for fun. But early on, I feel like YouTubers either they fall to one of two things. Either they're not getting the traction that they want to from putting in the effort that they're putting in, or two, some outside sources like hate or some outside hate like influences their idea on the stuff that they were making. So early on, like it was hard for me because I remember like I would make like upload videos and people would just be going like, people would just like comment, this is stupid, like random people, not just random people, but just people that like I knew, but they were pretending to be random people. And it was like, it
Cringe.
was early on, like that almost, I don't want to say that made me want to stop, but early on that really kind of hindered me, because I would always in the back of my mind, I would always go like, yeah, it's not too late to just stop doing this. Like nobody's ever gonna go like, yo, bro, like it's not like I've built an empire. It's not too late to say like, okay, I'm done with this. I just did this for fun, made a couple of videos and that's it, But I'm happy that I saw it through, and eventually I saw a vision. And so when, eventually when I saw that vision, all of that negativity from people that would come, kind of just raining on my parade, just went out the window. And I just started focusing on this one vision. It didn't matter if you saw the vision that I had, because I've had this vision for a long time. It didn't matter that anybody saw the vision that I had. It just mattered that I saw the vision. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and I knew, like, in a couple of years, this is what this is gonna be. And I'm just glad. I'm happy that I stayed true to myself, and I never let any outside influence kind of get to me on what on the vision that I saw. And so I just kept going, kept seeing that vision, kept working every night, um, till 4 a.m. Still to this day, a lot of the times I edit and record and videos till like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. every night, and go to and I don't sleep. Sometimes I don't sleep, and I did that for a long time. I remember particularly when I was working at my job, I would get off my job around midnight, 1 o'clock. I would come back home and I would edit till 5 o'clock, and then I would go to sleep, and then I would have to wake up for like 10 o'clock to go back to work at 12 o'clock and work another 12-hour shift and come back. And it was like, I never really enjoyed myself, but I loved doing what I was doing. And I did that for a long time, but I'm just glad that, all the work and all the trial and tribulations, because I feel like people don't understand the amount of time and dedication goes into your craft, is particularly into like being a content creator, YouTuber. So I'm just glad all of it kind of came through, and I'm glad, the stuff that I'm doing today will help me a year from now. I'll reap the benefits of what I do today, or what I accomplish today, maybe a year from now. And that's kind of my mindset of how I go about approaching things, particularly with YouTube. But I'm glad that I really stuck the course and never let anything really get to me. And I'm glad that I have amazing friends in my life that told me, like, yo, bro, like, you are really good at this. Screw what everybody else has to say. You are really good at this. Keep going. And I just kept going. So I thank them, obviously. I keep them in those that believed in me. Like when I was at when I didn't have much, they believed in me. They helped me. I truly, I hold those dear, and yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.